Guys, and welcome back to me just chatting. So, first and foremost, uh, I want to say I don't have too much this week. I know some weeks I have a lot, some weeks I don't have really anything, but this week I really don't have that much. The first and foremost thing that I want to go over is content. Content, and more content. I know, who would have thought that a content creator would go over more content? Um, so first, and probably most importantly, Dark Cloud. I'm gonna try to get 2 Dark Clouds pushed out this week, but I've been having a little bit of issues with trying to get the time to farm up some gems and stuff like that and level up the weapons. So if there's a Dark Cloud or 2 out this week, it will probably be with some pretty basic weapons. I did get Dancer's weapon leveled up 1, or built up 1, but nothing too crazy. But I do want to get around to finishing the game, so I do really want to try to knock out 2 episodes this week, and hopefully those will be the last 2 episodes. Because like I said, I'm gonna try in the next episode of Dark Cloud. I'm gonna try to get through the entirety of the Moon Dungeon and try to get through all of that. So, and then that would leave 1, maybe 2 episodes after that, depending on what goes on in the Dark Genie area. I looked ahead a little bit because I was looking to see if there was a better way to farm gems. Apparently, in the next area where you get, like where you're right outside Dark Genie Castle or whatever, the weird fairy king is there, and he sells gems for 10,000 gold a piece, which is all fine and dandy, but I have like 50,000, so I'd only be able to buy like 5 gems, so that doesn't really help me too much. But I do want to try to finish it up here sooner rather than later. Second, I'm gonna try to shoot for a stream on Saturday. The stream, I don't know what we're gonna play just yet. But I do want to shoot for a stream. I do want to try to have some fun with it. I'm trying to stream on YouTube as much as I can as well. One, it just makes it a little bit easier for doing some like content. There are people pulling into my driveway. Anyway, it just helps because, you know, if there is like a day where I can't record or I can't get a video out, if I just sit down and do a 2-3 hour stream on YouTube, it really helps out. But on top of all of that, um I so Knockout City came out, right? And Knockout City was really fun. I really enjoyed Knockout City, and you guys will probably see some sporadic and random videos of it here. Chubbs had a idea, and I'm on the fence. I really don't think it's the route that I want to go, but by the end of the little block party trial thing that I was taking part in, I was doing pretty good. And Chubb's like, "Hey man, go pro. Like, do competitive with it." And I don't know, it's been nagging in the back of my head. I don't think I'm going to, but if I do, who knows? Maybe I might. I don't know. I don't think so, but who knows? Anything can happen. But that will be a change of pace with content a little. Um, a lot of my Twitch streams will probably become Knockout City at that point, if I did try to do that, at least until I got good enough that if they do have a pro league style of things, I am ready for it. But who knows? I don't know. It's been digging at the back of my mind. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it yet. But it was a really fun game. I really enjoyed it for the little bit of time that I got to play it, and like it was refreshing because, you know, Dead by Daylight, they don't have official tournaments in it and stuff like that, and I could probably do pretty decent in these official tournaments, but it's a game that I don't want to try hard in anymore. In Knockout City, I don't necessarily have to try hard, but even when I try hard, it's still a little fun, which is a nice little refresher. Um, so I don't know. If I do end up doing it, I'll have to buy the full game. We'll see what I end up doing, but who knows? Who knows? If you guys want to see me try to go pro with it, let me know down in the comments below. Who knows? If enough people want to see me try to do it, maybe I'll try it. Um, but then after all of that, uh, content has kind of been all over the place. Sometimes I get like better edited videos out there. Sometimes I get like no edit videos out there. Um, it's a lot to do with the fact that I'm working on one really major thing in the background. Plus, I'm also working with AW Rebels. If you guys didn't know, I'm editor for AW Rebels, and trying to put together a whole bunch of stuff, both for myself and for them, to try to do some pretty awesome, pretty crazy, cool things. So it's I'm trying to keep up with it, but sometimes I'm not able to keep up with it. So hopefully I'll be able to continue to keep up with it to the best of my ability. Um, but I don't know. It's been a bit of a hard time recently. Both my Twitch and my YouTube hasn't really seen any growth in over 6 months now, and that's very it's very hard to wrap my mind around after all of the stuff that we did with Mixer and what we achieved with Bless Unleashed and everything else. It's been very difficult to really try to get around all of this, I guess you could say. But I don't know. Hopefully, I'll be able to figure something out sooner rather than later. I'm not too sure, but it's hard. It's hard, and that's why I've been putting a lot more energy into AW Rebel stuff than my own, because that's actually paying off a little bit. And I'm not saying like content creation hasn't been paying off. I've learned a lot and I've been able to do a lot because of it, but I'm not having the growth that I once did. And whenever a channel starts to have zero growth, it dies because you always have fall off. There's always people going into the next big thing, the next cool thing, the next thing that's hip and new, the new streamers, new this, new that. And so if you don't bring in new people, then the people that you lose start to be the only people who ever were there in the first place. And so the channel dies. And over the last 6 months, probably more, I've been fighting against that. And I've had no way out, as it were. And it's very demoralizing. It's very hard. And so this year I've been trying to see what works, what doesn't work, and playing one or two specific games seems to have really worked. And so that's what I've been doing over on Twitch, and I've actually noticed some progress. It's been all Pokemon MMO and Dead by Daylight for the most part, with a little bit of Knockout City in there. And I've had growth. I've had growth that I haven't seen in months. And so I'm thinking that there's a pretty good possibility that my channel on YouTube will also take that spin. One of the things that I asked about in the past was what kind of like tutorial-esque content would people want, and a lot of people gave some ideas and stuff like that. And I was gonna do an Outriders thing, but Outriders kind of outdated. I didn't get onto it in time. I had too many issues at the time with like internet and this and that. But I think I'm going to start trying to not really convert my channel into a how-to channel, but have a large chunk of the content be, how to do this, because that's where a lot of people are finding it. My nurse beginner guide video for Dead by Daylight is almost contesting some of the lower end and is actually higher than some of the lowest end Bless Unleashed stuff. It is nearing 2,000 channel views. 2,000 video views, which is insane. The only other video that was non-Bless Unleashed that got up to that point was my first ever video, or no, 14th ever video, which was Subnautica finding a specific ingredient which was used for the hatching enzymes for the end of the game in Subnautica. That's it. That no other video has crested over 1,000 views outside of Bless Unleashed. And so I gotta run with what works, and it seems like Dead by Daylight and how-to videos seem to be my strong suit. It is a manner of, I am decent at games. I pick up games really easily, so if I can figure things out and make things be easy for people and people want to watch that, then we'll give it a shot. So we'll keep the retro games going. I want to keep at least one retro game going at a time. But I'm going to slowly start converting the channel over to tutorial-esque videos. I'm probably going to do a more in-depth guide on all of the killers on Dead by Daylight. Beginners 5 things to know about Dead by Daylight killers guide, and we'll go from there. Any new game, I might make if I get Knockout City, I might make a guide on some of the ways to increase your skill and increase your capabilities on Knockout City. You know what I mean? So pretty much any game that I play, I'm gonna make a how-to. I'm doing Poke MMO. I'll probably do a how-to on like breeding. I do a lot of breeding on Poke MMO, so I'll do a how-to on how to breed a perfect Pokemon and make a perfect Pokemon. So we'll be seeing a lot of change in content, and hopefully it will be changed for the better. Because it's going to be on top of my normal content. I'm not going to completely oust my retro playthroughs that a lot of people seem to be loving. If a new game comes out like I did with Resident Evil Village, hi Simba, I'll still play through in a let's play style, and then if I play through it and it's on the hardest difficulty, maybe I'll make a how to play through it on the hardest difficulty video, just to really make some content that is worth making, as it were. So but I've rambled on far too much, so thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you guys go out, do something nice for somebody today. It's always nice to do. It makes you feel warm and fuzzy inside, and makes them feel good about themselves. And hit that like button, and I will see all of you guys next time. Bye guys.